31 years today. 31 years ago.
What do you know? That's how we got to get started.
Papa Phil was born on this day 31 years ago. 8 pounds, 6 ounces.
Little baby Jesus.
I don't know. How much did you weigh? Do you know?
I don't know.
Your mom
They
never
just
told
made, I don't remember.
Does it say on your birth certificate?
Does it?
It should.
I don't
would
know.
think so.
Just when you said
Do you
that,
know?
it made me think
Lucas,
of Ricky
you're pretty
Bobby.
young. Do you remember what your birth certificate says? I'm too old to remember. I figure you're a lot closer to that time. Yeah, well, Lucas doesn't remember. Well, Phil, we need to figure out how much you weighed and your height and everything. You know what? We need to do that to see who, because you know you did beat me.
I did
in the body composition challenge. But see, if you started life leaner than me, then that's a handicap. Then I should be the rightful winner. Because I was born pretty heavy. I was like 9 pounds or
Any way
something.
around,
I was like 9 pounds. Phil was probably born like
This is what I deal with all the time.
6 pounds, 30 inches long, lean. And look at me over here. I was like 9 pounds, 12 inches long. I was fat. So I was born that way. He got a head start.
Put him at a disadvantage.
Not to mention he was born like 4 months before me, so he's had this whole time to be working on his getting lean. Right, Lucas? Yeah. Man. All right. Well, happy birthday, Phil.
Thanks.
How do you feel, man?
Old.
What'd you eat this morning?
Donuts.
I'm gonna write that down. Dough nuts.
What kind of donuts?
All of them.
All the kind.
It would probably be my freaking grammar. It would probably be easier to list the flavors that I didn't eat.
So Jim went to Krispy Kreme.
Yeah.
Shout out Jim. I don't know if Jim does Jim listen to these?
I don't know.
I think there was 24
There was 24 donuts.
donuts. I
Shout
walked
out
in
Jim
the
and
house.
Jess. They went and got Phil Krispy Kreme donuts late last night, dropped them off that way he could have them this morning, and have them he did.
Yeah.
Not only is it Phil's birthday, we got my man Austin in the house, who I just met today. Austin is actually several things, but I think kind of how you came into the equation was you met them through signing up for training, right?
Yep.
At OTG.
Yep.
And then and kind of built a relationship from there. And then I was talking to Phil one day, and he's like, man, one of our clients, Austin, real interesting guy, and he was kind of telling me about what you do. I'm not going to spoil it. I'm going to let you do that here in a minute. He's kind of telling me about what you do. He was like, we should have him on the show and talk about his, what he's got going on, and I think it'd make a really good show. And I was like, all right, well, we'll bring him on. Cool. So Austin, go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself, man. Where you from, and how'd you get to where you are now?
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, Darryl. Like you said, just met you today, so it's great meeting you and getting to be here with you. And happy birthday, Phil.
Thanks.
Got to know you over the past few months.
We'll have to train together sometime.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
Do it.
He keeps me, or I guess Christian, the trainer that I've got at OTG, keeps me in shape and going. So
Christian's pretty solid.
Yeah, he's a good dude, and I've been, I guess, at OTG for the past 6 months, really.
Oh, wow.
Since they
Good deal.
started like right before the end of the year, so getting a jump before New Year's. I really got to know Phil over the past few months and kind of chatting with him, but a little
Lucky
bit,
you.
Yeah,
Damn right.
Pretty cool.
I'm a little bit older than him too. So.
Are you?
Makes me feel good. Yeah.
31 years old.
Yeah.
2 31-year-olds and a 30-year-old.
Are you 31?
Yeah.
Man, dude, we're
Us and Bobby Boucher.
Bobby Boucher. So, real quick, Austin, I'm going to cut you off and tell the viewers at home about whenever I woke up this morning, and first thing I thought, I'm a birthdays guy. I remember dates, especially birthdays. And I was like, Phil's birthday. When I woke up, I knew it. My wife's like, how old's Phil? And I was like, 31 years old. And she didn't think anything of it, but immediately in my head, I thought about when Bobby Boucher called up Captain Insano to ask him if he could be his water boy. And he was like, oh, that's cute, kid. How old are you? Haha. And he was like, I'm 31 years old, sir. And he started laughing at him, telling him he was probably a virgin, and made fun of him, right? But anyway, that's what it reminds me of. So that's y'all right now. I'm not there yet. I got a few months to go.
Yeah, it's all right.
Soak it up.
All right, Austin. So you signed up, you started training, started making a change. You got to know Christian, you got to know Phil. And tell us a little bit about where you're from, man. Where'd you grow up, and how'd you end up where you're at now?
Yeah, for sure. So I originally grew up on the north side of town in the Spring Woodlands area.
Good deal. It's a nice area.
Yeah, it's awesome, and I love living down here now. So
Right.
Grew up on that side of town and played sports all growing up, doing that type of thing.
Right.
And then I went to college. I played baseball at junior college, then went to Texas A&M, met my future wife, playing intramural softball. She hit a triple down the right field line, and I was sold.
Yeah.
Gotta have it.
Yeah.
And then,
I like it.
Graduated, I did industrial sales for a little bit in the Woodlands and kind of lived at home for a little bit. And then when I was about to propose to my wife, or my girlfriend at the time, she was working at in the athletic department at University of Houston. And she's from Deer Park originally, so we were looking for a spot to kind of move to and what we were looking for. So I ended up switching jobs and getting a job in Pearland, doing outside sales in the industrial industry, calling all the plants and those type of things. And we ended up finding a house in the Clear Lake area.
Good deal. I like this area a lot.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. And just finding like a good spot for us to kind of start as a married couple at that time with our jobs and where we're at right now.
Pretty close to home for her too. She grew up in Deer Park area. I mean, it's, you know, you go down and hit Red Bluff, you're right there.
Yeah, I mean, we're probably 12 minutes from her parents' house, just down Space Center. So it makes it super easy. Right. And it's about like an hour from where my parents live right now, so it's not too bad, and a good little drive, but just enough distance that's not too crazy. So, and then
so you're doing some industrial sales. You're calling it. What were you? Just curiosity, because my wife is a sales rep. She does heavy equipment.
Okay, cool.
Rentals and sales.
Yeah.
So what were you? Are you still doing that, by the way?
No.
So that's what we're getting to. Yep. Okay. So go ahead.
Yeah. So I got an industrial distribution degree from A&M and like a business engineering degree. And I say like I'm a half an engineer, because I didn't do good in all the engineering classes. I got through them, but not very good.
I didn't even attend any engineering classes. you know more than me.
Yeah. I did sold like solid bar stock tubing, like steel. For my first job.
Materials.
Yeah, materials. That was kind of my first job, inside sales. And then when we were moving this way, getting closer to where she was working at University of Houston, I got a job at Pearland doing like an instrumentation sales, outside calling all the plants. So pressure level flow.
I know exactly what you're talking about. We deal with them every day.
Yep.
So I work at the refinery as well, so I'm pretty familiar with what you're talking about.
So I sold transmitters, sample systems, all the different things, stuff that was probably over my head when I went.
Anything they can't really build on site.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So I enjoyed it. Just wasn't kind of the right fit for me. I come from a family of like entrepreneurs, people that have built a business. My dad has had an insurance business for 30, 40 years now.
Can be very lucrative.
Yeah, and then my grandpa was in the insurance business as well. He worked with Allstate when it was at Sears downtown, under the escalator. So been kind of everybody's been entrepreneurs in that type of business and that type of industry. I've got 2 other aunts in insurance, then some that are in real mortgage and real estate wise, like title and those type of things. So I was always kind of knew that I wanted to get into that industry.
A lot of influence. Yeah. A lot of okay.
Had the experience of my dad building a business, being there and being able to kind of control what he made. That's
probably something cool to watch. I didn't have that experience, but that's got to be something cool to watch evolve over the years, especially as a kid and you're starting to learn things and you have so much curiosity. Watching your dad do it, that's got to be pretty cool.
Yeah, and my dad was always able to coach my baseball teams. He was always there and doing those type of things, not working. I mean, he worked 9 to 5 or those type of things, but he was able to leave when he wanted to and build a business and can control his income.
Right.
So I knew I always wanted to go on that path, just trying to figure out where I wanted. I didn't want to do exactly what my dad did.
Yeah.
And so I kind of was.
But you kind of wanted to have the time that he had. You wanted to have the freedom.
I wouldn't say necessarily free. I think the opportunity to build something and kind of grow that a business that was my own and kind of had that could lead into other opportunities and that type of stuff. Yeah. So I had my insurance license right out of college, and then so I was kind of thinking about that. But then when I really started kind of making the push to go the entrepreneurial route and kind of leave that 9 to 5 and be able to control my income and kind of control my time, real estate really
big leap
kind of drew my attention more than insurance wise. Insurance was super transactional and like just took a long time to build. Real estate I could get started and feel like I could do a little bit quicker and kind of build my own path. And then if I always wanted to go insurance later on, I could and kind of had that opportunity. So
I'm not downplaying any like real estate agent or a real estate license. But if you buckle down, I'm not saying that it's easy, but pretty quickly you can see some turnaround on your time and your money with a real estate license. Sure. Like if you're driven, you go in, you knock it out, and you really put the time in, you can start making some sales pretty quick, and you can start making. You're not gonna go get rich immediately, but you can definitely see the turnaround pretty quickly. It's not like going to get a 4-year degree and then trying to get a job, and then you got to slowly watch the income. It's kind of like you can go get this degree at your own pace, or this license at your own pace. Get somebody to hang it, and you can pretty quickly start making deals happen.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where you were at.
That was just a easier kind of thing for me to go about, and I did it dual career for a little bit, so I was able to kind of do it with my other job. I had some flexibility in that job. It just wasn't necessarily where my passion was and what I saw myself doing for the rest of my life. Not saying real estate is what's going to happen for the rest of my life. However, it's opened the door to a lot of different things and opportunities.
Yeah. I think there's a lot to be said about the opportunity thing. And a lot of people think that people that start their own business, they're just after money, or they're just maybe they are after time. They just want to be lazy and go live on an island. Like you hear that all the time, right? And but for me, and like what you said was I can relate to a lot when you even said it's not even about the time or controlling your time or anything. That's a small part of it, but it's it's the opportunity to pursue. It's the opportunity. I don't even know how to say this, but it's just knowing that you're fulfilling your potential. You have the opportunity to fulfill your potential to 100%. You know, and it's this chase of fulfillment, you know, to try to fill that, right? And
exactly.
I think there's a lot to be said for that. That doesn't get expressed enough in the entrepreneurship, self-employment, even self-development world is fulfilling your own potential.
For sure. For me, it was I wanted to be in something that provided value to somebody's everyday life, you know, and real estate was the best way that I could think of that at the time. And it's been that way. Then it's also led to other opportunities for that. Being able to just truly help somebody through a process of finding a house
it's a big deal,
or an investment property or growing their wealth through real estate has been a really cool opportunity. And then also getting into different roles that have allowed me to teach, train, coach other people to grow a business and go through that process. So it's been awesome. And I mean, there's not really many careers that, whether you could buy a franchise or you could do different things, that takes a lot of money to get started. Real estate, you can get started fairly minimally.
A few $100 to get your license. And
a few, maybe a little bit more, close a few $1,000s. But there's also some cool different programs that help you kind of get going. Like I brokerage out of Keller Williams, Clear Lake, right here, just down the street from where we're filming this right now, I guess.
Right. Massive studio.
Massive. I was shocked when I got here.
We had to get somebody to go pick them up from the front and drive them back here.
Y'all are growing too, so we need to find y'all a bigger space.
Well, I mean, we can't fit all this equipment we got. We're going to need somewhere closer to 3 million square foot. You know anything for sale? 3 million square foot in the Houston area?
No, we can find something.
I'm thinking inside the loop, 3 million square foot.
I think it's like 58 million right now. And it's a dome.
Yeah.
Perfect.
58. Hey, can you buy the Astrodome?
I actually closed on that today. That was my biggest sale to date.
Really?
Yeah.
You sold the Astrodome?
Yeah, we sold it on April 1st.
April Fools. Dang. But no, is it for sale?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Phil, we got to buy it.
Figure this out.
We got to buy it.
I know we're
set this table up right in the middle.
With all the rats and stuff.
Yeah, all the rats, all the leftovers from Katrina. They destroyed it. No seats left in it. Set this up right in the middle.
We got it covered.
Sounds great.
So you started, I too love real estate. I'm not, from an investing standpoint, I'm not a agent or a broker or anything like that. I have several friends who are,
and one new one.
But from an investing standpoint, I love real estate. Ever since I started looking for different avenues and different places to park my money several years back, I'm going to say probably about 10 years ago ish, when I started saying, okay, I got to figure some stuff out in life. I got to figure out, savings account's not going to get it done, right?
For sure.
I started looking at I started looking at stocks, and I started looking at, different types of, like a Roth, different types of places or investment avenues. You name it, I probably looked into it. I'm not going to say I studied it or became a professional, but I gave it a thought and maybe bought a book, read a book, but real estate just always grabbed me.
Sure.
And then, Phil, same way. Phil was into it too. And it's really taken off for me and really latched on to me, and it's something that I don't think I'll probably ever let go of. But anyhow, so you got interested in. So what's the first thing you did? You said you kind of did a dual career. You went down and got a license.
Yeah. So the process, you've got to take some coursework and some requirements. So it's a little bit longer than. Or the hours is probably like 2 semesters worth of college.
Yeah,
I would say
little time, little money. So you go down.
Bit of that, and I did it all online, so I was able to kind of breeze through it and get through it pretty quick, and then went and kind of took the test. So there's a state and a national test. to get your sales agent license. If you want to be a broker per se, you got to do that a little bit longer. You got to get some experience having your license, sell some properties, meet some certain criteria, and then take another coursework and then take another test. Okay. And that usually, I think it's like 4 years you've got to have your license. So I've been licensed.
There's a threshold. You can't just go be a broker out of nowhere.
I'm just over 4 years being licensed, I guess, right now. And my first 9 months I did dual career, so I could kind of build up and kind of take that leap into full-time entrepreneurship.
Nice.
So I kind of dual careers, did my sales job, did real estate on the side. Probably would have fired me if they knew. Then my first daughter was born, and 2 weeks later I quit and went full-time real estate.
Wow, right after you had your first child?
Yeah.
Leap of faith.
Wow.
Motivation.
What's going through your head at that time?
I'm not going to fail if like something that's going to push me, that was my mindset.
Okay.
You know what?
Able to, that's not going to.
That's like the exact opposite of how most people think.
I like this because most people would say, oh, I have a kid now.
I need to buckle down and be extra safe.
I will have to be very safe. The safest play is to keep the job that I know is working. But this man right here says, no.
Opposite direction.
Now I have a driving force behind me that is not going to allow me to fail. Yep. This is my why. And you rolled out. Yep. And you went full-time real estate. I love that. Yeah, that's really cool.
I mean, I look back now and like how my life's changed from that point of like, hey, a few $1,000s in my bank account, maybe just getting by. Hey, I had a fixed salary. That was pretty good. I had a college degree. It was a good thing, but house note, like mortgage, bills, those type of things, it didn't allow you to really build that money. It would come in and come out, and then there's not much opportunity there. So being able to come into real estate and drive and control what I made, it allows you to kind of build up and go through. And it's been a driver for me that I've been able to kind of support. And
do you think that a lot of new, maybe, because let's just be honest about the situation, there's a lot of real estate agents, right? And a lot of them are not great. No. Let's just be transparent about the situation. So do you think that maybe that's a reason they don't have this driving force behind them? I mean, I don't really know what it is. Is it, like you said earlier, it's kind of a low barrier to entry to get started. Yeah. Now, it's not easy to be successful, though.
Yeah,
there's a huge difference between doing it and doing it right. So, like, what's going on here? Where's that gap between just doing it and then doing it right? And like with your path.
What do you think separates?
Yeah, what's the difference?
There's a ton of different people that get their license. Some people that are just trying to save money when they go purchase. Some people that are doing it for investing. Some people that are trying to build a business, or some people that hey, they thought that it's easy. I think there's probably 40,000.
Get rich quick.
Yeah, 40,000 agents, part of HAR, the local MLS in the Houston area. And I think the average one probably sells anywhere from 4 to 7 transactions, maybe not even that much a year, which is not bad income. It's not, I mean,
but you're not getting rich.
You're not going to go get rich, especially with the expenses and things that you have as being in this profession, because you're a business owner and you're 1099, so you get paid at closing. So sometimes you do a bunch of work and you don't get paid, and then sometimes it does, but the expenses that had to get there isn't very much, or the taxes at the end kind of come back and bite you, or do some of those type of things. But I think a lot of people just maybe don't understand it when they're getting into it and kind of know where it is or what that process is to kind of build a business, or don't treat it as a business. They treat it as like one of the TV shows of like, hey, it's this, it's all the glam and those type of things. It's not actually building a business and a foundation. So
I think that happens a lot, and same thing happens in fitness, right? Yep. A lot of these people see it as, oh man, I love to work out, right? So I can go open a gym or be a personal trainer or whatever. But they treat it as that, not as a business. So I never thought about that happening from a real estate perspective, but I'm sure that very much could. Maybe that's what's going on.
Yeah, a lot of times. And then you get a lot of people that are transitioning from a corporate world where, hey, someone tells them what to do. Someone tells them to show up at this time, leave at this time, do this
job. Schedule.
Ooh. They've got a quota they have to hit. Real estate, it's you.
You're an independent contractor with your license,
and nobody over your shoulder, no risk of getting fired, or
you get get what you put into it, and it goes that process. So I was fortunate that, like we talked about, my dad building a business, so I knew that going into it. I've run a lot of people don't realize that, and they just expect things to come to them, like whether it's business or people wanting to use them to sell their house, or they think their brokerage is going to give them a bunch of leads or do that type of thing to help them grow their business. And it's not always like that. And I've been very fortunate that guess people like me or trust me. Been able to build a successful business.
Give yourself a little more credit.
Yeah.
I mean, you're good at what you do, right? Yep. If you weren't good at what you do, there would be no fruit. It wouldn't be lucrative. If Phil wasn't good at what he did, OTG would have failed a long time ago. You know what I mean? So I just don't believe in luck.
Yeah.
I don't believe in luck, good or bad. Luck tends to favor the hardworking, right? Yep. Tends to favor the people that care, that give a shit, that try hard. Yep. And I don't believe there's any such thing. So let's go ahead and say it. You're good at what you do.
I appreciate that.
So
and I've been blessed with just awesome people that have been an example and kind of helped me grow and get to the point where I'm at now, building my own team within the brokerage and kind of building my own business to where we had last year was kind of really the first full year of me having my brand, my team, and kind of really growing that and having others that are trusting me and helping them grow their business and them. I don't know if they know it as much, but they help me so much more than what they think. And hopefully I'm providing value to them and helping them grow.
People are the key. So your daughter's born, first daughter's born. Yep. A couple weeks later you quit, you go full time. And at this point you're just selling, right? Yep. You're got a license hung at Keller Williams. Yep. And you're selling houses, you're doing it for income. Yep. And then how do you work up until you have your own group, and then we'll go into the business. So
yeah, definitely.
So a little while goes by, you're selling, obviously you're doing well.
Yep.
And then you become you start your own team, right? Is that how it works?
For the most, so when I first got started, I came in and I was doing dual career. Yep. I was in one of those. Probably a month, 2 months went by where my other job was still kind of taking the time. I hadn't really done anything yet. Yeah. And I just didn't. I would go to the real estate office, kind of sit there at my lunchtime for the other one, or in between calls, and just try to drum up business. I didn't want to be that. Like douchebag friend from college that was calling all his buddies and like, hey man, you want to buy real estate? I wanted to earn my opportunity to talk to them about helping them and serving them and letting them know I can help them. So I ended up partnering with another agent. He was building a team at the time, and I came on as like a buyer specialist for him. Yep. So being able to just like work with buyers and kind of help people searching for homes, and kind of from leads that he had generated or people that he knew, and it was good for me because I was in a new area, really, like on the south side of Houston.
Yeah, you're used to up there.
So my whole sphere, my community is on the north side. You know, not saying I was able to do some business on that side, but getting started, I wanted to build up credibility and those type of things. So that helped, and I got to see how it was done from somebody that was experienced. Yeah, he had only been in the business 2 years at the time, but he was growing fast, and he did about 100 transactions his second year.
Nice. So you were a buyer specialist. So you were trying to drum up business from a buying standpoint, not necessarily getting sellers, or not really going after that market as much as the buyer's market.
For the most part.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're doing that for a while under him, right? Or with him?
Yeah, with him. I did it for a few months, and then kind of transitioned to where I was doing buyers and sellers. And then he had an opportunity to kind of take a leadership role within the market center. So each Keller Williams brokerage is basically separate. It's a largest international real estate company in the world, 200 plus agents worldwide. And then each market center is basically a different franchise location. Yeah. And then it's got agents that hang their license up under it. So like Keller Williams Clear Lake, which is that I'm a part of, is there's 400 licensed agents just at that brokerage. Some are individual agents and then some are part of a team, some are support staff, some are different types of things. So I worked my way to director of sales for that team that I was a part of. And he took a leadership role as team leader of our brokerage, where he was more in charge of teaching, training, coaching the whole market center and recruiting new agents to our office as well. So growing that community, building new people in and doing that. So I was director of sales. We had probably about 8 agents on the team at that time for his, and some new, some old. And I learned through that process of a right way to bring people on, or what I wanted in a team. But I mean, we had a really successful year when I was or I guess it was 9 months really when I was in that role. And then I had an opportunity to kind of step out of that and go to be his assistant team leader at the brokerage level. Yeah. So I was teaching, training, coaching classes, and still had my real estate business. And that's kind of when I started my brand and my team, per se. That was just really me at that time, kind of venturing out, where I built my business enough to where people were trusting me, and I felt like I could grow my own.
Network was growing.
Yep. Network was growing, and it was a lot of my friends and people that were trusting me now, you know. instead of ones like when I first was on his team, he was helping me out. You know, I was fortunate that he had a lot of business that was coming my way, and then I could kind of grow from that and learn. And then it got to a point where it made more sense for me to kind of go my own route and build my own team. And then he was in that role. And then I got the assistant team leader role. I did that for a few, really up until right when COVID started. And it wasn't the right time for me to be in that role. There's a lot of stress, pressure of 400 different agents that are coming to you asking questions. You're teaching, you're training. They're looking for the magic pill sometimes, from ones that sell no real estate to some that sell a ton of real estate. So it was really cool and really awesome experience. However, it just wasn't the right fit, and I had better opportunity of building my own business. That's why I got into it for. Yeah. So that's when HTX Realty Group kind of really took off.
That's your brand.
That's my brand, and like the concept of that is like growing up on the north side, living on the south side, like Houston, Texas is my home. That's where I've always been from. That's where my family's from, going all the way back to, like, I had great grandparents that got off in Galveston and like immigrated, whatever it is. So like Houston, like this, being able to build a team and a brand that represents the whole city, and being able to connect in different people with our primary business. So kind of really took off there, and I've been able to kind of grow it over the past 2 years, really. Real estate's been a crazy market since really COVID. People didn't necessarily anticipate that. However, it's been really nuts.
Kind of did the opposite of what most people anticipated.
Yep.
It was such a strange thing when, you would think that, many people would think that, a worldwide pandemic hits, that the real estate market would just be dry. Absolutely not, dude. I've watched it go insane for the past 2 years. Like numbers and numbers I never thought I would see. Time frames I never thought would see. Things are turning over fast, man. I live in I would consider a regular neighborhood in this area, and for lack of a better term, houses flying off the shelf. People from other states, other areas of the country and of the world, calling in and buying them sight unseen for $40,000 over asking price. Crazy stuff started happening during COVID, and it's a good thing. If it's a good thing if you're in it, or if you are somebody who makes money within it, or if you are a homeowner. It's not so good if you're somebody who's trying to buy up real estate, or you're trying to get into real estate. It's not as good, because it's going to take, you're going to be a little more, there's going to be a little bit more competition, right? For sure. But it is what it is. I like to see, I love this area. I'm from Houston as well. My family's not all from, actually none of my family is from Houston. I'm first generation Houstonian, I guess you could say, or greater Houston area. Thank you. Anyhow, but it is home to me. I do love it here. But tell us a little bit about HTX Realty Group, and what you're doing now, and where you see it going, where you want to take it.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's a couple years old at this point.
We're I brought on, last year was the first year of really having like a team of people. So I've got myself, a licensed admin. That's kind of like my director of operations. She handles all the transactions and stuff. She's a former Marine as well. Or I guess never a former
Hoorah,
Marine.
Shout out.
But she's a Marine, and she can make sure everything is in line and in order. So if you're working with us, you're going to have somebody that's got your paperwork all in check and all that good stuff. And then I've got, 3 other licensed agents now. We just brought a new one on last week, kind of for a new, kind of building out a new division and some opportunity that's come up. But we've got Charity Ellis, who was the first agent that joined me back right when COVID or a little bit before COVID started. And she's been phenomenal. She's probably like the sweetest and most amazing person ever. And she came on as a buyer's agent, kind of listing agent. She's kind of grown up and really helped us grow. And then we've got Ashley DeCero, who was a licensed agent in Mississippi, Biloxi area for a while, and she's lived in Houston, Seabrook for the past few years.
Good for her.
Got her Texas license and kind of came on. She was
badass.
And then we just brought on a new agent this past, 2 weeks ago, Matt Clark, who played professional baseball for a while, and then is kind of making that transition where out of professional athletics, and he's had his real estate license since 2019, just hadn't really plugged into it yet.
Right.
So now he kind of I feel honored that they all trust me and help me growing their business, but and he's kind of made that jump to where he's doing it. So kind of my goal getting started building our team is building a team that covers the greater Houston area. Yeah. Being able to expand and go because Houston's so big, so large. It's
Houston
tough.
is 2 hours away from Houston.
Yeah.
It's
complete different pocket. So like,
you got a Houston address. I have no idea where you live.
Yeah.
I don't even have a general clue.
Right. Yeah.
I could say you're probably south of Dallas if you have a Houston.
You could be inside the Loop, Clear Lake, or Kingwood.
Yeah.
Oh, and have a Houston address.
Yeah.
This is a Houston.
We're
address.
Houston right now.
Yeah.
77058, right?
77058.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same as the gym.
They were annexed.
No, we're 759.
Oh wow.
598.
Yeah.
Yeah, 598 Webster.
770.
Yeah, you're Webster.
Yeah. We're Webster. So when
and
you're coming down NASA,
it's like Houston goes down and then comes all the way down 45 and then loops around NASA.
I'm about to say when you
so
go,
they could get the Space Center with a Houston address.
I was about to say
Houston, we got a problem.
it's right as you get
I want
towards
to say Clear Lake, we have a problem.
Yeah, that's
like right when you get towards NASA Space Center, you'll see the sign entering Houston.
Yep.
You know.
So HTX Realty Group is not a brokerage; it is a team under a brokerage.
Yep.
And you would as team leader, is team lead the title?
I guess I don't know. I just say I guess team owner, team leader.
Well,
that's what I mean,
badass Austin Jackson.
Something
like that.
I just want to make sure I'm getting the terminology right. Yep. So you have to it is your own brand, but in order to do this, it's not like anybody can just walk in and go, sure. I'm a team, I have a brand, I'm a team owner. Yeah. It's a little more in depth than that.
Yeah, and Keller Williams being the largest international real estate company in the world, like they were happiest company to work for in the past, #1 training company in the world. And they do a really good job of allowing you to build your own brand. There's not all real estate brokerages allow that to be. You work for that brokerage, they advertise for that brokerage.
That's it.
Keller Williams is really great about.
Pay them their percentage and
You still do that with Keller Williams. However, you can build your own brand and they really show you the model for building a business. Yeah. Gary Keller, who's the guy that started Keller Williams, he wrote a book, The Millionaire Real Estate Agent, and it basically talks about building $1 million real estate business, how you can net $1 million from selling real estate. Yeah,
sounds like they really have grasped and taken a hold of the true idea that the more successful you are, the more successful they are.
Yeah, they allow you to almost separate yourself while still giving you the core and the fundamentals that you need to build yourself up.
And there's not any advertisements for Keller Williams. They don't pay for it. They do something called profit share, but we won't talk about that. They give the money that some companies maybe use for marketing or advertise it back to their agents. So you won't ever see like a Keller Williams ad. You'll see, hey, Austin Jackson at Keller Williams.
Yeah. Or HTX.
And then,
So your signs, do they say HTX Realty Group?
And then there's certain requirements, things that you have to have the brokerage on there as well, too. I think
that's like a legal thing, though, right?
Yeah. So, and I think it's got to be like half the size of the biggest contact number or information. So,
but those are all legalities, not from Keller Williams.
And because it gets confusing from the consumer side of, okay, who am I working with?
Yeah,
like, what is that? Like, who is that? Is it HTX Realty? Because a lot of people don't understand that per se of HTX Realty Group or Keller Williams or Remax or other brokerages. So, really, people want to work with who they know, like, and trust, though.
Yeah.
So.
Keller Williams, I think, could probably be pretty intimidating. It's a common and popular name, but it's very massive. I don't think there's anybody who doesn't realize that Keller Williams is huge, right?
And the resources that it has allows us to be. But that's why I'm still there. You know, I could go build out my own brokerage and do that. However, I see the value that Keller Williams has for the different divisions, the network of people I've connected with, or the different things that are available for me and resources that help me grow the agents on my team, help me grow my business, and other opportunities it presents. Like I get to go train at other market centers now and show, hey, this is how I built my business. That helps me get referral partners. So if somebody in Tulsa's got somebody that's moving to Houston, they could potentially refer that business to me. They make money on that. I make money on it. And I get to help people. That's more important than the other part. But,
agree. By the way, anybody who lives in Tulsa, move to Houston. Tulsa sucks. And I only say Tulsa sucks because it's not Houston.
Yeah.
So
it's Oklahoma.
It wouldn't matter what the.
My dad always has an Oklahoma joke. I don't know if I could say it on.
Yeah. No. You know what? We'll go ahead.
Yeah.
No, you don't have to say it.
I spent a year in Paris, Texas, and that's the closest to Oklahoma I wanted to get.
Yeah. That's.
So my dad always said, "Why do birds fly upside down over Oklahoma?"
I don't know.
Because there's nothing worth shitting on. I love everybody from Oklahoma and people there. So.
My dad would say, you know why all the depending on what state he wanted to make fun of, it was usually Louisiana, but sometimes he'd get Oklahoma too. He'd say, you know why all the trees in Texas lean to the north? Because Oklahoma sucks.
Like pulling on.
And then if they were from Louisiana, he would say they all lean to the east because Louisiana sucks.
Yeah.
Best thing ever come out of Louisiana was I-10 West. Yeah. Best thing ever came out of Oklahoma was 35 South. Yeah.
All leading to Texas.
All leading to Texas. Yeah. So anyhow, Austin, sounds like you got a pretty solid little team working right now.
Yep.
You've been really at it for about a year.
A little longer, but about a year is really the growth, growth of the team.
Yeah, the full growth of the team. Yeah. Where does HTX Realty go from here? What's your 1 year, 5 year, 10-year projection goal? What would you like to see?
Yeah, really.
Obviously, a lot of money.
Yeah, I think it goes back to the opportunity and being able to support my family and those around me and help others more than so much how much money I make. However, that's also a nice bonus and through that process. I think
the more money you make, the more I think the more you can give back, and the more you can give to your team, the more you can give to your family, the more good you can do with it. People, I think rich. There's a stigma around. I'm going to use the term rich. People with a lot of money or people who earn a lot, high earners, rich people. There's a stigma that they're all bad, and there's definitely some bad ones out there. But the more money you have, the more good you can do, and the more people you can reach, and that's just the fact of the matter.
Yeah, and that's a big mindset that a lot of people getting into real estate have to learn. And Keller Williams we got a class called Bold Business Objective Life by Design. So building that life of legacy wealth, so you can. It's not you said it, but they talk about it's not. What like money can do, but the good that you can do with it.
Right.
It's worded a little bit differently. However, it kind of could fuel and create impact in others. And
absolutely.
So for us over these next kind of few years and what we're growing on is building that team that covers the greater Houston area. I want to be able to have kind of like pockets that cover the different from here in the Clear Lake area to inside the Loop to North Houston where I'm from. So that's kind of our prime market all the way from Lake Conroe to Galveston. Yep. Just straight down I-45. That's my knowledge. That's the different areas that I've been in. However, being able to partner with people that can have the west side of Houston, the east side, and be able to build a team that covers those different ones and be like the premier real estate team in the Houston area. There's a Keller Williams.
I like that goal.
Yeah. There's a Keller Williams team that is just that has done a ton of business in Houston. I think they do about 2,000 units a year, or like selling 2,000 houses a year. That's a crap ton. They've got like 90 people on their team. My team, I don't necessarily want that. I want to be like still community based. So
that's right.
We do.
That's your vision.
Yeah, that's my vision of being able to have still entwined in the intertwined with the communities that we serve. A little more personal. More personal. That's the type of business we've built. I don't have a bunch of like online leads or those. It's people either referring me or people that I know personally, and that's
like a grassroots.
That's the type of business I want, and being able to build that and create relationships, over a long term. So that's kind of our vision and where we are. We've got our kind of mission or vision statement, like build community, serve the community, and help people find their community. Right. So we want people to be in community with us. That's the biggest thing.
That's really cool, man.
Not everyone's going to choose to buy real estate with us.
Right.
However, they can still be in our community. We can still help them. We can still educate them. We can still serve them, and through that process, like everybody knows a real estate agent. So what's going to make them choose us over somebody, their cousin, their brother, or somebody?
That's pretty cool. I didn't think about that.
Being able to just serve them at a different level, and that's where the team comes in. You've got a bunch of agents that do some great business. However, they're draining themselves, running around, especially the past few years, and not serving their people to the best. And not saying that I've done a always amazing job at serving my people. However, I partner with some awesome people now that help us for where we can always be available to our clients and still have the life that we want, being able to spend time with my family, being able to do those type of things. So really still providing value to the people we serve, creating that community, that's the goal. We had a really good year last year. We did almost $20 million in volume. Like some of the companies I worked at didn't sell $20 million worth of product in a year, and they're a big company that's got hundreds of employees. So it's nice to, we're building a pretty big business and also impacting others, impacting people on my team. The people on my team are impacting me, and we're all there to support each other. So that's kind of the goal long term. And I think for me, like 5-10 years from now, it's not just about real estate too. It's about building that business. I'd love to be able to purchase my dad's insurance agency and have insurance, real estate, some other avenues and different things. That's
cool combo.
That's always been my kind of goal of going. That goes back to when I got started in real estate. Like, okay, I can do this probably first. My dad's built this already. If I have an opportunity to where I can get into that later and build another successful business and partner with the right people, grow that up,
one-stop shop,
and then I can serve the people at a complete different level than just your standard real estate.
Then all you got to do is buy a bank, and you be the lender. That's the thing.
Or just make enough money and
people
do my own bank.
You could be your own bank, or you could be a private lender too. That's pretty cool, man. So you could be a one-stop shop. Hey, you want to do real estate? I'll give you the money. I'll insure you, and I'll do the deal for you. Let me know.
So and just having that available to people, so it just kind of,
people see a HTX Realty sign. You want them to feel a personal connection. You want them to feel good about it. And he used a word I like, premier.
Yeah.
He wants to be the premier real estate team in the Houston area. I like that a lot, dude.
I like to think about just being more than your title. Being more than a real estate agent, right? And for us, it's being more than a personal trainer, being more than a gym.
Not everyone's going to want to work with us. We might not be the right fit for everybody. Just like you might not be the right trainer for everybody, or Christian might not be the right trainer. He's a great trainer for me because that's what I need, and those type of things.
Your style, it's something that grabs you, that motivates you.
I'm not gonna be the agent that's wearing a suit and tie and going like I might show up in basketball shorts and like
some flip flops, baby.
It's my kind of.
I don't wear, my toes are jacked up.
I'm more like
have a hat on and like relaxed feel, because it's a big decision for you. Like, yes, I know what I'm doing, and there's a line you gotta walk with how you present yourself to people.
Right.
But if I showed up in a suit and tie to somebody and they don't wear that all the time.
That's a little less.
If I pull up in there's a ton of it. Like if I pull up in a $200,000 car, like, and I'm showing a house, like people are
$200,000 house.
Right. That's a good.
That's not going to relate with everybody. Right. And then also, if I have an opportunity to sell $1 million property, like I want to show up the same way to all of that. Like, and people are going to choose.
I love that.
They're going to choose me to work because everything.
Who you are, no matter what the deal is.
It doesn't matter how much I'm making on each deal. It matters of the people I'm serving more and how I'm affecting their lives and helping them through that process, and then making sure that $2 million, $1 million home gets the same value as a $200,000 home.
When you ink the deal on the dome with me and Phil, you can wear basketball shorts. You don't have to wear flip flops though if you don't like your toes.
I mean, you could.
I mean, you can if you want to.
Sounds like you don't want to.
Yeah.
I want to be able to wear stuff that I can go to work, go to the golf course, go back to work.
I like that.
Good.
I like that a lot.
I always wanted to be the guy that I never wanted to wear a shirt and tie or anything, but I always did want to have a job or an opportunity or the lifestyle to wear very nice clothes. Yeah. Like even if I do have maybe a coat on or something, but with a t-shirt underneath.
You're a scarf guy. In Texas, you can't wear a scarf, so you'd probably put a scarf.
There was one time when Russia came here in 2021.
I considered it for a second, but then I passed. Good. But at the end of the day, I just want to have some nice tennis shoes on, man. That's all you need. I'm not a dress shoe kind of guy. I have some, but I want to wear nice clothes. Nice t-shirt or something.
When I'm dressed nice, I usually opt for the boots.
Darryl's a boots guy.
But they're nice boots. They're not I'm not wearing the old work boots with the oil stain on the toe and the heel falling off. Got some Tecovas.
There you go.
Nice. All right, man. So let's talk a little bit about because OTG Fitness
Yep.
Let's talk a little bit about. So you touched it earlier. You said you played sports growing up. Yep. Was it a big part of your life? Were you?
Yeah, I was. I pretty much played every sport growing up, and then high school came around and baseball really kind of took over, and that was my main focus. Had an opportunity to play in college for a year. And
what position did you play?
I played shortstop.
Good deal. So, yeah. You look like a shortstop.
Best player on the field is shortstop.
Yeah.
So I mean,
typically
up through high school,
right.
You know, as a kid, best player is pitching or playing shortstop.
Yeah.
You know, and usually middle school, even into high school, that's usually the case as well.
Yeah.
Beyond that, then college and stuff, you know, you usually have the best of the best.
Everybody's the best.
Everybody's the best, but for sure, if you're a shortstop or a pitcher, you're probably the best. You know.
Yeah, I was good. I wasn't like always
Come on, man.
I wasn't always the best, but
he's the most modest guy you ever met. Yeah. He didn't want to admit that he's good at his job. Don't want to admit that he's good at baseball.
Probably taught Derek Jeter everything.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
I had some really fortunate opportunities, and people like, I mean, my dad he's influencing my business. He's real influencing my baseball career and kind of helped me in coaches and those type of things. I had an opportunity to go I ended up playing at a junior college. Mm-hmm. I had a real awesome tryout showcase at a TCU camp and got to hit privately with their head coach, Coach Slotsenegel, who's actually at A&M now. He took me and threw me BP. I did good, and it was probably the best. I was not that good, and then I hit really good.
Yeah.
And then they took me in another.
Good under pressure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That carries over real estate.
Mm-hmm.
You might change your mind after the next statement, though. They took me and another kid and put us out at shortstop. Like, the camp was over. Like, there was other 20 scouts from other colleges there. There was probably 400 kids or something like that. They took me and another kid to shortstop and hit us some ground balls, 20 probably. I booted 2 of them. The other dude was clean.
Yeah.
And they signed him the next week. Some guy from Dallas. But that's how I got my opportunity to go to the junior college that I went to. The coaches were kind of friends and kind of had a really cool opportunity. So I kind of went and did that in Paris, Texas. So I like my interesting facts. Always like, hey, I played a year of baseball in Paris.
Yeah.
And then people wait a little bit and I say Texas.
Texas.
Yeah. Well, I'll forget about the 2 botched ground balls, man. I'm just going to delete that from my memory.
Yeah.
The little Men in Black.
Come on,
hit my microphone.
The little botched. Did you see that? Lucas, can we get some slow-mo on that?
What position did you play in baseball?
I was a pitcher.
Yeah.
So E1 there?
That would be an E1.
That was an E1.
Yeah, I had to think about. I haven't watched baseball, or I haven't kept up with baseball in a while. I had to think about what an E1 is for a second. But
E1.
But I am for sure going to get the little Men in Black thing, hit it in my eyes, and forget about those 2 ground balls for you.
Yeah, I appreciate
it. And we'll all just do that this whole room for that whole little E1 right there.
No. Slow-mo, zoom and focus. So you played college ball, and then did you kind of were you a gym guy? Really?
No, I was always like a small, scrawny guy. Like I probably weighed 150, 160.
So
in junior in high school, I started lifting a little bit more, and that's still probably the biggest I ever got and strongest I ever got. And then carried to once I finished baseball, baseball turned in. When you go to play at the college level, it turned into a job, and I was good. I wasn't gonna go start at a big D1. I could have went to some other schools or stay however, it's funny. I always said I'm not gonna stay here because I'm gonna end up selling insurance like my dad if I go to some other small schools.
Yeah.
So I wanted to go get the college experience, and so I transferred to A&M and just focused on my education.
You were in College Station?
Yeah. Okay. So when I moved there, I worked out. I wasn't around that team structure anymore. I didn't have somebody planning the workouts. I didn't have a group of people I was working with or working out with. So it was tough, you know?
Yeah. Not a lot of guidance.
I was always a scrawny, skinny kid, which is unfortunate that I was a skinny kid. It took me a lot to gain weight.
Right.
I just also gained muscle too. So, it was, that transition out of college or into actual college of not playing athletics, worked out here and there, but nothing really consistent. Mm-hmm. Then I got an awesome roommate in probably my last few years of college that I'd known him since elementary school, but he was just a fitness dude.
He was jacked.
He was jacked. And would eat cottage cheese sitting in our living room. I was I'm not doing that. So started working out with him, which was great, but I still ate crap and didn't focus on that end. So okay, maybe I got some benefits, maybe I didn't. And then graduated,
the umbrellas,
work,
man. The umbrellas, dude. Yeah. You got to focus on the umbrellas, the gym, the nutrition, and the recovery. Yeah. But anyway, so you weren't focusing on the nutrition.
Yeah,
college. Does anybody in college ever focus on their nutrition?
So. My roommate eating cottage cheese.
Oh yeah,
well, taking Crystal Light packets to the bar and putting them in his vodka because calories.
See this guy, that guy right there. That guy was eating 300 grams of protein a day.
Oh yeah,
no doubt,
more than that.
Like, so he was jacked. He was real jacked.
Yeah.
Good deal.
Yeah. So I got a little intimidated by that. I was like a little small, scrawny kid.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, it was great. I got to work out with him, and that was probably like the strongest I've ever been. And then graduate college, work, married, kids, like just there wasn't the time for it. Like,
you weren't exercising really at all.
I was and I wasn't. Like I was just not much, you know.
Yeah.
And then I got him. I started working out a little bit, but not like heavy weight training, more like high intensity thing. It was a great community that I was a part of. However, it was like a free men's workout stuff, like boot camp style in the mornings, which is awesome. And there's some like really awesome dudes that I met and grew a friendship with. When I had my second kid, I couldn't really do that anymore, and I didn't have like the muscle, and I hadn't been lifting weights, and the time to do that was tough. So I needed to find something to kind of get back into, and that's where like OTG came through.
I was going to ask you that.
Phil was like a creeper like 2 years ago and sent me a Facebook message, and I just deleted it because I didn't want to be that real estate guy that was sending random stuff. So I was like, this guy, man, just kind of threw him off. And then I Googled him, and then I called him, and he kind of helped me out, and then got in because I just needed something with my busy schedule of work, family, 2 kids, and getting out of shape. And I'm getting a gut for the first time. You know?
Oh man,
my wife was saying I was fat. No.
Oh, that hits hard.
That. She did not. She would never say that. My mom said it.
Oh man,
just as motivating.
Is that worse?
I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
Well, it depends how they say it too. Because when your mom says it, she's like, Austin, you know. Yeah. But when your wife says it, she's probably like getting on to you.
She's like, hey, dude, you're fat, bro.
It's a different story.
So, but I needed to get in that weight training because I just felt like energy-wise and attitude, and like I was working way too hard and like stressing, and just kind of all that coming. Wasn't eating right, wasn't doing those type of things. Do I still eat right? Probably not. And that's an improvement thing that we get to work on here. Found OTG, and kind of just it's been a great place for me to be able to get back into that routine of working out and coming in and just having somebody have a workout for me where I'm thinking, strategizing, building a business or a family the whole time.
This fitness journey is mindless for you.
Yeah, I don't need another, and that's where I struggle a lot, is that I have a big vision. I have big things that I want to do and accomplish, and does it always get done? No, because I think too much sometimes. I get into action. So I know I knew I'd learned enough about myself through the process of being a business owner that I needed some help, and I needed somebody to provide direction and kind of point me in a path of, hey, where I didn't have to show up. I didn't have to be the one that was leading the process. I could just be along for the ride, and it still benefit me. And I could be a better dad, be a better business owner, be a better person through a healthier lifestyle. And that's what it's been for working out at OTG and Christian.
Less things to think about, man.
Yeah, for sure. Because I think a lot of people in this position that you're in, and myself as well, but it just so happens that exercise and fitness happens to be a part of mine, right? So it makes it easier for me. But either way, we're such planners, and we want to have everything in place, and we want to have this program. You know, if we're looking specifically workouts, like, all right, how many sets am I going to do? What am I going to be working out 3 months from now? Like, you want to know that stuff, right? And all of it is,
what kind of weight am I going to be moving at that point?
And it's really kind of a wall that you build up that keeps you from actually executing. Yeah, for sure.
Intimidating mountain to climb.
Yeah, I can relate.
So you decided, man, I really need to get back in shape, and I want to take all the guesswork out of it, and I want somebody to. I don't want to think about this. I want to think about this. I want to show up over here. What do I do? Do it. All right, thanks, and then go build your business. Go be a dad. Go be a husband.
It's been that, and that's been awesome. I show up, and I don't have to think about it. I'm there 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and then I go straight to my office.
Good deal. You know, so you were looking. You decided that you wanted to start training. And did you just remember the DM that Phil had sent you, or
I just Googled it and it popped up, and I was like, hey, this looks kind of. Checked out his Instagram, and I I was like out of town in Florida, and I was like, man, I'm out of shape. And I like Googled it and like submitted like the little thing. Like I'd never do that. And he reached out and like set up a one-on-one time, and I went and met with him, and just kind of what kind of attracted me to him too is from going the process of building my business, like seeing what he's built and how he's doing it, and those type of things kind of drew me to it. Of being able, I wanted to support somebody in my local community and
grassroots, local,
and something that was still going to provide value to me and my health and my family and just everything I was trying to do, but also somebody that was a business owner that understood the process that I went through of building a business.
You're going through right now, still growing
and still doing, even when there's setbacks too. There's things that happen. There's things that, hey, maybe you bring in more team members and you're not making as much money as you were at that time, or just how that process works, and then how
a lot of nuances.
And how are you? I see a lot of the stuff like Phil in his position, and then the trainers and different people of how that relationship works. I don't know if he knows that, like, I pay attention to this and like I look at that.
Yeah, because you come in after workouts and we'll kind of chat for a minute, and sometimes he'll be asking Christian some questions and get him really critically thinking, which is really cool. And
so like because I see that as, so I look at it as, okay, here's Philip, who's me essentially, and then the trainers are the agents on my team. They're building that business. They're representing his brand, his thing, but they're also building their own business. So what are they doing to grow and connect with people and grow their own business at the same time? Because there's a ton of opportunity in that. So I want to be able to, I pay attention to that. I don't know if Christian even notices that I ask the questions I ask him. Or something like, hey, where are you going to get new business from? Like, what are you doing differently? Or how are you doing it? How can you use Philip, the facility, the place that he's doing to better your life? And
how can you leverage that?
How can you build a business within a business? I've built my business within Keller Williams. The people on my team, I want them to build a business within HTX.
Yeah.
So how can a trainer build a business within the gym? I think that's something I like to pay attention to. And that's what drew me really to Philip, is seeing like his things. And you're working, I don't know if it's like officially launched, or I guess you've talked about in some of your recent ones, but your core values and those type of things, all those things you're sharing, and that's we've done that as a team,
because it's a process, right? You can't do everything from day one, but and it's this weird thing too, because these things do take time. Gary Vaynerchuk calls it being impatiently patient. And so some
blissfully dissatisfied.
That's a good one as well, But yeah, some things take time, but at the same time, you're always doing them as fast as possible, even though it takes like 3, 4, 5 years for things to happen. From your day to day, you're doing them as quickly as you possibly can, even though they take years to come to fruition.
At it from my health or my weight training or fitness and like nutrition to my business. Like, it's going to take consistency, and I want it now. Like, I think most people want that instant gratification. It doesn't happen, and I've learned that. And knowing that, hey, it's just a little bit every day. And I had like a real estate business coach that talks about like progress over perfection. I wanted to be perfect. I wanted to have everything right. I saw where these people were who'd been doing it for 10 years and had a big business and doing all that. And I wasn't there yet. I had a good business, but I wasn't there yet. And and now I've passed some of those people up. So it's interesting to see. I don't want to say past some of that's a word choice, but
I know what I'm trying to say.
Been fortunate to grow my business a little bit beyond, and their goals might not have been to where my business is.
True.
So it's nice to see that, and just a little bit of progress every day. There's Atomic Habits is a good book that like 1% better, and those little things kind of going through.
You reading that, Lucas? You know how to read? My man.
This guy.
You got to give Lucas a hard time. OTG _Lucas. Give him a hard time. I'm just kidding. Give him your business. Message him. At one perfect shot. One _ perfect shot? One underscore. That's right. We don't like underscores. By we, I mean me. But, man, Austin, we're going to ask you the same question we ask most. I'm not going to say all, because somebody will go back and find an episode where I didn't ask.
We ask everyone.
We're going to ask you the question, and then we're going to tell the guests where to find you, and then we're going to wrap this baby up. So how has fitness influenced or impacted or changed your life?
I think it's just overall better lifestyle of being healthier and creating that, helping me have a mental bandwidth to get through my days of of being work, family, all those different types of things. So I think having a better lifestyle that's where fitness has really impacted me, and being able to have that energy as I get older, 31.
Yeah, 31 years old.
I turned 31. I had to get glasses.
Oh, really?
I don't have them on right now, but I did.
Oh, man.
And starting to get a gut,
Yeah.
So not anymore.
Work out. So fitness, yeah. Christian's got that done.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is fitness has overall improved your life in general.
Yeah, it's just fueling everything, So how can I do that? How can I grow as a person through my fitness, through my work, and just like I didn't like to read growing up, but now I have to read, and it helps grow and work out.
So what you're saying is you won't be giving up on the fitness lifestyle anytime soon.
No, yeah. And Philip said he's going to give me a discount to be a brand ambassador.
Good deal.
Yeah. Free workouts. Like
I like that.
And we'll work that out on the side.
I like that.
Up, so.
Good deal. Well, Austin, tell the listeners where to find you at. Instagram, Facebook, website, spout them all off. Shout yourself out.
Cool. So for finding our real estate team, you can Facebook is kind of what I started with, and that was my first website, kind of growing that business. It's just at HTX Realty Group at Keller Williams. I think it's I don't know exactly what the @ sign. I think it's just at.
But if you search HTX Realty Group
at Keller Williams,
you'll find it.
It should pop. There's another one that came up after me that we don't need to talk about.
We don't need to worry about them.
Yeah, they're on the other side of town, and they don't do that much. But and then Instagram, I've got my personal one at Austin Jackson _HTX. And then our personal, I don't like it either. There's a lot of Austin Jacksons. One of my best friends in college was Austin Jackson.
Really? You know an Austin Jackson?
Yeah, and I was Austin Jackson #2.
I only know one Austin Jackson.
Yeah.
Anyway, I know an Austin and a Jackson.
Yeah.
You want me to call them up?
Yeah,
I know another guy named Greg.
Mr. Beans.
There's an Austin Jackson that got drafted #2 overall in MLB. And
it was you.
No, it was not. Yeah, no. And there's one that plays for the Dolphins now, I think.
Oh, man.
Offensive lineman.
Oh, wow.
None of them are Austin Jackson _HTX.
No. Yeah. And then Facebook, Austin Jackson. Our team Instagram page is at HTX _Realty Group. And then I've got a YouTube page, Austin Jackson. So
I didn't even know.
I'll be following it.
I'm actually starting my podcast back up. I did it for a little bit. Houston is Home. You can find it on.
Yeah.
You can find it on.
I already do follow that.
And
that sounds familiar. I've seen that, or maybe have I watched?
It's Houston is
probably
Home.
Stalking me,
right?
Houston is Home. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's on. It's on all the major ones, I think.
Yeah.
So
is that what your YouTube channel is based around, or
now it's just my name, and we did a property tour video and real estate stuff. So, and then that's kind of the best thing. So we're getting that kicked off again.
Website?
HTX Homes, the #4sale.com.
Okay.
And then I think that's it. And then if you've got any real estate related questions, our team would love to be your local Houston real estate resource. So you can call us or text us at 832-795-5134 or email us at houstonishome@kw.com. That goes to all of us. So
those are the two best ways to inquire.
Those are the best ways to kind of reach out to us and go through. Text might be the quickest and kind of go through whether we're with a client or something like that. We can kind of reach back to you. And then I've got a link tree that you can schedule appointments and stuff on. I'll drop that so you can put that in the.
Yeah, we'll put it all in the
description.
Put
it in the description for sure.
So
rock and roll, man. Well, Austin Jackson, dude, thanks for coming on. It was really good to have you. I learned, like we were saying before this started, as much real estate as I do and have done, there's a lot of nuances to the agency and brokerage side that I really don't have any idea, how they work. So it was really cool to discuss that with you and just chat with you, man. But listeners at home, hit up my man Austin Jackson for all of your Houston real estate needs, and this guy will take care of you. Anything else, fellas?
Oh, man.
I'm going to miss my flight. I got a flight tonight.
What?
I'm going to Florida.
Are you?
Yeah.
Is this another April Fool's joke?
No, we're going to spring training. So
you got drafted.
We had an opportunity to help out at Astros pitcher with a lease, and then going out there, the new guy on my team's got some connections, so we're going to just try to connect with some people, do a little real estate business.
Are they in Tampa?
They're in West Palm Beach.
West Palm Beach,
I get to go play Jim Crane's golf course tomorrow, the Floridian.
Man.
So got a flight at 7:55 tonight, so I'm going to go home, see my kids, and then my wife's going to drop me off at the airport.
All right. Well, we'll let you get out of here, brother. Shout out, happy birthday, Phil, one more time. It is Friday, April 1st, and that is not a joke. All right, we'll see you on the next one. We're out.